Hey everyone, welcome to another redo with commentary. This is the last one to redo and it is the first installment of Crystal Skulls. It might seem like I'm doing these Crystal Skull games in the wrong order because I already have the second one done with commentary, but in actual fact I did this one first, so that's hence the reason it's a redo. So yeah, it's just, I've done the first one already, but it's without commentary, so it might just seem strange for some people, like it's in the wrong order. But anyway, let's do this. Okay, so we've been dropped off among these rocks by the helicopter. So we've got a lot of jumping to do at the moment, and if we have a look downwards, there's a ledge with some spikes. So we want to get rid of those spikes. So if we turn around, there's a Jumpswitch we can grab, so that will remove the spikes. So just jump on over, make sure you can grab the edge, and then you grab the Jumpswitch, and then grab again, otherwise you will fall down to your death. So you can also hold the sprint button to move faster, and when you are on the end tile space, you can pull up and then flip back. There we go. So this was the ledge that had the spikes. So some of these jumps are pretty easy, like this next one you can see exactly where you're going, but some of them are a little difficult. Wow. Yeah, so that one is an easy jump, but I died, I missed. So try and be more close to the edge, I guess, and then you can just easily grab. Hopefully easily grab. So next I'm jumping to a triangular section that we can stand on. So you want to hit that at the lower point, and then you might need to veer left a little bit just to ensure that you don't end up running off like down a slope and straight down to your death. So because these are a little tricky, some of them are very tedious. We've got some tricky jumps like all over the place in this first section, so don't be worried about saving at, you know, close intervals. I know I definitely will, so there's nothing wrong with that, so you don't have to keep trying to redo your progress. There we go. So next we are jumping over to here. Right in front is a slope, so we need to jump over that, and once we do, we'll spawn an eagle. So it is difficult to see where you can stand on this next section. Also, make sure you can roll into this corner, and you can keep rolling. Just don't run too far. Okie doke. So the eagles can do a lot of damage. So from here, we actually want to go into that cave section over there, but there's a closed gate that we want to open. So we'll have to come to the left first. So this jump is also a very difficult jump. So I like to try and say line up like this, so you're in line with that, and etc, etc. But it doesn't always work, especially with this jump. So what I'm gonna do, I'll save first. And you want to make sure the cobweb is just on Lara's left. There's a tiny gap between that and Lara's head. So firstly, actually come all the way forward to this point, and then make sure you've got a little gap between the cobweb and Lara's head. Then take one step back, and then hop back, because you need a little extra space to be able to jump over that lip. So now, as we stand here, you see there's a crease in the tiles, literally central to Lara's head. We want that just to be a little on the left, not all the way on the left, but just a bit more left on Lara's head. And when you're ready, do your best. You need to veer to the left into that gap. Ooh. Ooh. Oh no, why? Wow, okay, let's try again. So in line with the cobweb. One step back, hop back, just angle a little more, and then Okay, that looked really easy. It was not. So, follow the cave. There is a lever here, but I will ignore that for now, just because we've got some flares we can pick up. Okay, and then head back to that lever. Okay, so this will not open the gate. It lowers you down to this lever. This opens the gate. Okay. So that's a funny little puzzle, that one. But now we can make our way there. So just be careful, get rid of your flare if you want, and a standing jump will be sufficient just here. So don't be worried if you end up sliding down like I just did, because there's this flat section that will catch you. So now you just want to grab this ledge straight above. Sometimes she doesn't do it when you think she should be doing it, like now. So that's a sloped section, so I think that's why she sometimes struggles to grab, because it's sloped right there in the middle. So shimmy left and then pull up, and then just hop over that slope and into this cave. So here is the gate that we opened, and be careful here, you see this this hatch? This will open once we start sliding down, and there's also a guy with a gun, so once the hatch opens that releases a boulder, and the guy will actually run away, so don't worry about the guy, just worry about the boulder. Okay, so Lara will stumble and then carry on sliding, but then she'll stumble and stop. So when she stops, you want to duck down to avoid the boulder. And be a little more on that left side of the slope. She kind of, I don't know what happened there, she moved. Okay, so that was actually a little weird. She moved to one side. But as I was saying, you want to be a bit more left on the slope. So I don't know if I'm too far left. I don't know, we'll try again.
What the hell?
So what on earth just happened to that guy? That did not sound good. Didn't sound good. So stay tuned. We will find out in a moment what happened to that guy. But first we actually want to make our way back up the slope, because there's a secret inside the hatch that opens. So it's pretty easy to see where to jump to. These first two jumps are easy enough. And then this tile at the top, right in the middle, has a diagonal slope. So we can stand on the left hand side of that and then just jump over the right side and climb up into the gap. So secret 1, so it's the vase itself that is the secret, and you often get an extra goodie with the secrets as well. So now let's go back down and see what has happened. So yeah, he's definitely dead. He's been killed. What happened? If we step forward, we can see what killed him. So my strats for this are a little long-winded. I'm going to jump between these two slopes because this is quite an enclosed area. So it's long-winded, but it's safe. Come back. Okay. So we can actually take a key from this guy. We can pull him out of the way, and he is on a key. Okay, so this is marked as the dead man's key. So now we can come through here, and there will be another guy with the gun around the corner. You want to try and keep behind him. It's not easy because there's lots of slopes. He's shooting me. That's not fair. Okay. So this is a very enclosed area as well. There's lots of slopes, so it's not easy to jump around. And yeah, he got me. He got me. So also let me just point out, there are these med packs down here, but these are not a pickup. They're just decoration, I guess. You can't pick them up. So from here, we are heading up the ladder. But once we're on the other side, this block will be in the way. So just pull this out once. Okay, and now we can climb the ladder. So it is a little tricky. It's tricky to see the tile line of where you can grab the ladder, where to stand, to jump up to grab. But just keep going, it's not too difficult to eventually grab. So once you follow the passage, there will be a hole. If you don't see the hole, don't worry, because you will not take any damage if you just fall down. So this is the keyhole where we can use the dead man's key. So that has opened this gate so that we can progress, and we can see a boat. We're gonna go on a boat ride. So before we get in the boat, just hop into the water because there's some shotgun shells just hidden in this cubby. And there are both normal and wide shot shotgun ammo in this game. So red or normal, blue or wide. So now hop in the boat. The controls are very easy. So action is forward, jump is back. So it's actually so easy to control this boat. And this gate opens once you are in the boat. It does not open if you are just swimming, not in the boat. So you need to be in the boat. It's probably technically a dinghy. But now once you come to the end after dropping down, there's this closed gate that we need to open. So I will come into this area. I'm gonna just park my boat here. Okay, so to get out, it's walk and any direction you can get out on both sides. I believe you can get in on both sides as well. I can't remember. So from here you see this little passage, so let's come on in. And there's a lever. So that has opened the gate right where I parked my boat. Okay, so let's enter here. She's wading a lot, she shouldn't wade that much. But anyway, there's this hatch that will open as you approach it, and there's this door that you can open manually. So if you're struggling to open a door, just make sure you are in the center of the door. So swim on in, and we've got this ceiling lever. And that has opened that main gate, so now we can progress even further. Okay, so back to the boat. Why are you just waiting? There we go. Wasn't much point, but whatever. Okay. So now through the gate, but be very careful because we've got a drop with some spikes. So you don't want to drop down. You actually want to get some momentum so that you can fly over the spikes. So you want to be in the corner, but then be diagonal. It's kind of tricky because as you turn, you go forward. So that's annoying. So I am reversing and trying to turn. Okay. So you want to be a diagonal so that you can get a little more distance at a diagonal spot. So you get that tiny extra space for momentum, and then you want to just try and fly over the spikes. So when you're ready, that's the reverse. Hang on. So when you're ready... Okay, I failed. Oh no! Okay, so when you're ready, try and do it a little bit better. There we go. So now come on in to this awesome area. So there are piranha in the water here, so do be careful. Don't just go and YOLO into the water. The main thing we want to do now is get that gate open down there in the water. So fly on through. Okay, so you see a lever surrounded by flame. That's what's going to get the gate open, but we have a lot of tricky jumps to do. So we're going to use these flame ledges, just try and line up so that you can hop out with ease. Okay, so when the flame has gone, just try and hop out. It's very tricky to not get set on fire, and that can happen too. So I'll just come forward a teeny weeny bit. You want to try and remain in the corners. Do not move. It is so easy to get set on fire, and I'm in the boat again. Oh. Okay, so having a little distance between your boat and the slab is a good thing. Not going to bother counting how many attempts that took to get out of the boat. And then I ended up getting back in the boat by sidestepping. And then I stood and waited and waited and waited for the flame, and then suddenly it set me on fire. So, whatever. It's tricky. It's very, very tricky. So now just simply run and jump. No, standing jump. Standing jump to here. Be all the way to the right, and so you can pull up, and then when the flame is gone you can do a running jump to the next platform. Okay, and you can pull up but don't move. So now we're running to that spot where there is a button, so that will raise a tile. You can just see a space where a tile could raise. So this is timed, and you can kind of just see the light of the flame that's behind you. So once that has gone out, that is kind of the perfect time to jump, because that corresponds with the flame that's by that floor lever. So yeah, definitely save. I mean, certainly do not worry about saving too much in this area. It's just horrendous. So once you press the button, it'll show you what it does. You can still move while it's showing you what it does, or you can press it and then wait and then press it again, and it will not show you, but whatever, I'll go for it. So when the flame is out behind you, that's the perfect timing. So run and jump. Well, that failed. Whatever. We'll try again. Definitely having a bad day. So yeah, there are also piranha in the water, so you don't want to be in the water too long anyway. And fail. Right, we finally made it, so for goodness sake, save your game. So watch the flame the moment you see that it's gone. Pull up, Okay, and then pull the lever. And it's easier not to do a backflip here because you are in the air for longer, or a side flip. So now quickly get back to your boat before you get eaten up. Okay, so I did pretty good health-wise just there, but now the nightmare is over and we can enter this space. I'm kind of stuck here. There we go, I couldn't get out. Okay. So now follow this passage. Okay, so on the left there's actually a window that shows where that hatch opened as we approach it. So it's kind of cool that there's windows all over the place showing you places that you've already been and places you will be going to. So I like that aspect. That's quite cool. Okay, so up to there and then up to here. So it's definitely not going well today. So from here we want to jump to the slope ahead to hit the slope behind, and then we actually want to grab that wooden section. So an easy way to do this is make sure you slide backwards down the slope and then jump off and then jump again and grab. So because that previous section was a nightmare and I've finally done it, I'm gonna have a preemptive save. The reason is because sometimes these jumps can be a little tricky, and if you miss you can fall down and die. So I just can't be bothered with any shenanigans today. But there we go, it really is that simple, but you know, I just suck. Okay, so then once you climb up to this block, you can jump to this ladder. So a standing jump will suffice. Okay, so follow the passage. There's a little few slopes, a little slope, there's more than one, so jump over there because that's another slope. So now we want to be heading inside here. So the opening is up the top, but we need to open that up. So you want to just come to this point here. You can see a lever just on the left side. That's what we want to pull. So once you're at this point, you can do a running jump over there. It can be annoying because it's quite a tight jump for some reason. And there's that slope straight in front. So let's do the thing. Jump at the edge to get that little extra space. There we go. So if you're struggling with a running jump, you know, you might want to press the look button to get out of a lot of these angles as well. They do linger for some reason. So if you are struggling with a running jump, then you can just jump on the spot and that will actually edge you forward ever so slightly. But anyway, now we're heading upwards. So grab this. You actually can't pull up here. I didn't mean to pull up, but you can shimmy to the right and then you can pull up on this side. There's also a tiger here, but we are... What am I doing? She jumped up. But anyway, you are safe on this spot. It's very rare that the tiger comes over to the right side. That's odd. But anyway, now I am up here. I can grab a secret. So we actually want to open up a hatch to the secret, so this jump switch will do that. If you can grab it, it's a bit awkward. There we go. Okay, so that is literally right here, so we can hop down now. And here is the secret. So there's no extra items with this one. Okay, so the opening, the entrance is right there, but we're actually going to go and grab that medpack over there just because we can. So be careful here because there's a lot of sloped sections and it's difficult to know where you can jump to. So also you might have noticed there's a boulder right there. So once we pick this up, you're going to want to duck down so you don't get squashed by the boulder. Okay, so now let's head on in. So this jump can seem tricky sometimes. So for some reason she often slides back down, but it's fine today. There's also no rolling out of crawl spaces in this game. Okay, so we are in, and through here that's where we picked up the secrets, and that's cool that we can see that as well. So once you do see it from this side, it's actually too late. You cannot go back to get it, I don't think. I'm certain you can't. So now in here there's actually 3 doors. We need to get 2 of them open, and the first one straight ahead we can open manually. So we've got a bit of a puzzle now. We actually want to get the doors open so that we can go outside. There's 2 doors there straight ahead, and we've got quite some puzzling to do. So we actually want to raise this small bell because there's a small bell and then there's that large bell as well. So we want to end up collecting 2 red gems, moving this bell, elevating it out of the way, lowering these 2 small fence panels so that we can reach the 2 pedestals either side, and then we can place the gems on the pedestals. Pedestal. Yes, I did say it. So anyway, collecting the first 2 gems is easy peasy. So you want to come up to here, and there's this door that we can easily kick in, and the red gem is in that room, but there's actually a fence around it, so we can't actually get to it yet. What we want to do is shoot that bigger bell on the ceiling. So it's not easy to line up. I seem to have turned for some reason. There we go. Okay, so now we can head on in and grab the first red gem. And while I'm in here, I'm gonna drop down. There's this gap, and there is a button just here. So this will open one of those doors that I was just by. Also, this is what outside looks like, so that's cool. Another window so that we can see where we're going. Difficult to actually kind of see, but it's cool. It looks cool. So now we're going to head through the door I've just opened. Going to make our way there. And this medpack on the table is not a pickup. You cannot pick that up. So now drop down, and we're going to head through the first door. So that is this one. So there will be a few bats. Okay, and here is the second red gem, but when you pick this up, you just want to hop back. Otherwise, you will be very squashed. So also I'm going to head over to the left hand side. There's a lever to pull, And on both sides there's fall-away ceiling tiles, but we don't need to go the other side, only this side. So be on this left so that you can avoid the ceiling. Okay. Hop over the boulder, and here we go. We can pull this lever, which will open at the next door. Okay, so let's head back through the next door and be very careful at the bottom of the stairs. So that door has closed behind you, make a note of that, and be careful of this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to sprint on in and just go to the left side, hug the left. So once that blade has passed, that's when I'll make my move. So, save the game. Okay. And it missed. And there is a bat, so deal with that. There we go. These pendulums will only get you if you jump into them. And you will also notice that I am stood on breakaway tiles, but they are not breaking away. So what we actually want to do is get them to break away. So let's head through these clang clang doors. And this red panel, this is a ladder, so we can use that to reach here. And we've got another one of these fence panels, so we want to remove that as well. So we use these big vases, these two larger vases, to do that. We want to push them each onto an odd tile, so they're both at the ends. So let's do that. Okay, and for this next one we need to shoot these two little vases out of the way. Okay. Okay, so we now have 4 levers, so we only want to pull one of them. If we pull the wrong ones, Lara will die, and each death is different. So let me show you what happens if you pull the wrong ones. So lever number 1. So they're all quite interesting and fun. So the hint of which one you want to pull are those specks in the air. They're kind of like fireflies, but that is the hint that this is the lever you want to pull. Okay, so the tiles have been removed, so let's make our way back down there. Careful of the clang clang doors because they've got me a lot on the way back down. So hop in the water we have here, and there is a lever. Okay, so you see the small bell in that shot, so that's giving us an idea of where that is. So we're going to make our way there now, so that we can pull that jump switch that was in the shot, that's been opened up to us. And we have to go back a different way, because the door closed behind us. So what also happened when we pulled that jump switch is that a trapdoor above this ladder has opened to let us out. So come on in, you can open this door manually, jump over these, whatever they are, and then we can hop down, and here we are. So the hatch that it showed that opened is right here, and we can use this redder section of wall as a ladder, and it's a bit of a funny ladder. You can make it so far up and then she stops moving. And then you just need to shimmy along, and you need to come up once or twice more so that you can actually pull the jump switch. So you can pull up a little more on this side, but you actually need to be able to grab the switch. So that has raised the bell out of the way, so now we need to work on removing these panels, the wooden fence panels. So there's 2 levers we need to pull to do that. So we're going to climb back up here again. And there is a lever in the diagonal corner. So we can jump to this middle section. So this is here regardless. This did not raise with the bell. Okay, so then just make it to this corner. And here is lever 1. Okay, so I didn't mean to fall down, that was a mistake. But lever 2 will be this jump switch right here. So let's make my way back up. Mistakes were made. Okay, and you see how the ceiling sections look like that ladder? We can use this as monkey bars. So when you're at the end, just let go and grab. So you notice how only one of them lowered? That's fine, because when you place your first red gem, the next one will lower. There we go. Oop, I always get stuck on that. Nice, and now both of these gates are open. So this is where I will end the video today. So next time we'll be heading outside and exploring the outside garden. I suppose garden is a good word to use. I don't know. But anyway, I will see you there. Take it easy, guys and girls.